Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Now, before I get into the football, I've got to say, last night I had the chance to watch Chris Eubanks and Conor Benn's second press conference. Yo, Chris Eubanks is a funny man. He is comedy gold. If he had the ability, the actual technical ability to match his talking ability, if he had skills like Crawford or Canelo Alvarez, he'd be must-see TV, mate. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding the whole him cutting off Eddie Hearn thing and whatnot. And I know Eddie Hearn saying he only wanted to speak to give a tribute to Ricky Hatton. Everyone knows I'm a Ricky Hatton fan. Everyone knows how much I love Ricky, but I actually agree with Chris on this occasion. I think Eddie Hearn I don't think he was using it per se. I think he was actually going to speak about Ricky, but I think he was using this scenario to push the narrative on Chris and make people say, oh, Chris is a scumbag and he's got no manners and blah, blah. So I think it was all a game from Eddie. I think he knew Chris was going to do exactly what he did because he did it in the first press conference and he used it to benefit himself and benefit his team. With that being said though, time to talk about the football, mate. And you see me, I'm a guy that, because I always say results are what matter and playing good doesn't matter if you don't get the result and things like that. When we do get the result, I don't want to be the negative guy that comes in and talks about all the problems. I want to celebrate the result, but I also don't want to be the naive guy that keeps going around the same cycle time after time. And that is, once we get a win, I can't get too gassed because the chances that we get another win following is very slim, especially now we haven't got any Europa football or anything like that during the midweek. So yeah, man, I don't want to get too gassed. I don't want to be overcritical, but one thing that I keep seeing consistently, and it's definitely a problem, is that for the first 30 minutes, yeah, we always come out, we play aggressively, we have waves of attacks, and then after 30 minutes or so, you start seeing the disconnect, you start seeing gaps open up between our defence and our midfield, and you start seeing gaps open up between our midfield and our attack. And once that happens, the game becomes an end-to-end game. We no longer have any control over the game. And that's where we start making silly mistakes. That's where we start leaking defensively and whatnot. So, yeah, that's a similar pattern that I keep seeing. It's game in, game out. Even against Chelsea with 10 men, we ended up making the same mistakes. We ended up getting overrun in midfield. And surprisingly, like I say, I don't really care about statistics too much. I care about the results. But what I found interesting is that they had more possession than us, even with 10 men. I know sometimes it's okay to concede possession, but when a team's got 10 men, you're meant to get onto the ball, keep them off the ball, keep them chasing, and make them make mistakes. Instead, we allowed them to run circles around us, and we made the mistake and got Casemiro sent off, and from there the game was anybody's game, literally. But when you look at the Premier League and you see, like, we're only 2 points removed from being in the bottom 5. We're only 2 points off the team that's sitting 15th. But then we're also only 2 points off the team that's sitting 3rd. So this is what happens at the beginning of the season, though, innit? There's not much points on the board, so everyone's within touching distance. Like, I'm sure there's teams that are sat in the bottom 4 per se that are saying, well, we've got 4 points, and Chelsea or Tottenham are sat with 9 points and they're 3rd, so we're only 5 points off 3rd. So anyone can do that at this point. I think you really start seeing what it's like come November, Christmas times. So we'll get a full picture then. But if we can go and beat Brentford, who have started poorly this season, very poor, 4 points in 5 games. If we can go and beat them, then all of a sudden we've got them 2 games. We've got that little bit of luck to get us over the line. We've won back-to-back games at Old Trafford. And our kid Ruben can say, look, this is what happens when you stick to your guns. And then all the fans can say, do you know what? Let's give him the time. Let's back him. Let's push positive energy. But we've got to get back-to-back Premier League wins. We've got to get past this stage 2. We can't keep getting past the first stage and every single time at stage 2 losing and then thinking we can stay positive. This is craziness. But what do you guys think? No, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, share, comment and subscribe.